So good day, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I'm Angela Chua, or simply just AC, so I was part of the team who developed the BIRDS-4S satellites. And today I'm going to present to you a brief introduction to the project as well as our experience to it. So this is the presentation outline. So first is what's the BIRDS-4S project. Then we have the satellite overview, then satellite missions and subsystems overview, project activities and timeline, and lastly, project conclusion. Starting off with what is the BIRDS-4S project? So BIRDS-4S is actually composed of two satellites, the Maya-5 and Maya-6, both of which are a heritage of Japan and Philippines BIRDS-4 satellite. So it's also known in the Philippines as Maya-2. Sorry, Maya-2. So the BIRDS-4S is a project of the Department of Science and Technology, Stamina for Space, which is the Philippine Space Initiative project and the predecessor of the Philippine Space Agency. Its local university partner is University of the Philippines Diliman, and its partner university in Japan is the Kyushu Institute of Technology. So the university partnership as well as the deployment of the satellite via the Kibo module within the ISS was made possible by the University Space Engineering Consortium, or UNISEC, and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA. The main goal of the BIRDS-4S satellite is to continue Philippine satellite development while transitioning to locally fabricated satellites by designing, building, testing, launching, and operating satellites that will serve as the heritage for our future CubeSat missions. So this rotating object is the actual 3D render version of the BIRDS-4S, by the way. So this is the BIRDS-4S team. So we are composed of 8 members, so each of which are assigned to a specific subsystem and mission. So I'm not going to read all of them, but yeah, there's 8 of us who helped develop the 2 satellites. So this is a brief satellite overview. So first, Maya-5 and Maya-6 are CubeSats or nanosatellites. They're approximately 1 kilogram, and their dimensions are 10 by 10 by 10 centimeters on stowed state. Then its orbit, it's low Earth orbit, and then launch date was last June 2023, and deployment from the International Space Station was July 2023, and its mission duration was approximately 1 year, and it's currently deorbited already. So here are the list of the subsystems and missions of the satellites, which we will be discussing more on the next slides. So the satellite has a total of 6 external panels and 7 interior boards. So there's 1 antenna panel, 5 solar panels, 2 mission boards, and 5 subsystem boards. So here's just a brief summary of all of the subsystems of the satellite, which are mostly the basic components of a CubeSat. We have the onboard computer, or OBC, which is the brain of the satellite. Hello? Sorry. Okay, so brain of the satellite, which manages data, executes commands, and monitors the satellite. Then we have the electrical power system, or EPS, which controls the power supply of the satellite. The comms, or communication subsystems, which is the main communication between the ground station and the satellite. So it receives command and transmit data and the CW beacon. And then we have the antenna and antenna deployment, which enable communication via VHF and UHF bands. Structure, which ensures the CubeSat structure accommodates the requirement. Backplane board, or BPB, which connects the subsystems and mission boards together. And lastly, the ground station, which communicates with the satellites by sending commands and receiving telemetry and mission data. Okay, so here, on the other hand, is a brief summary of all the missions of the satellites for Maya-5 and Maya-6. So we have the camera mission, or the CAM, which is the main eye of the satellite. So this one captures images from space, image classification unit, or ICU. So the images from CAM is processed and classified by an onboard AI model. Then we have the store and forward or SF-WARD, which collects data from sensors from a remote location and forwards them to the ground station. Then we have the APRS-DGP transmission or APRS-DP, or the automatic packet reporting system. So the satellite acts as a signal tower for radios. We have a antenna mission, which is experimental mission to use the CubeSat frame as an antenna. Then the ADCS, or the attitude determination and control system, which is used to determine the orientation and location of the satellite. It's also used to stabilize the satellite after deployment. Then we have the TMCR, which is determine radiation endurance of COTS components by comparing the ground and on-orbit test data. And lastly is the experimental OBC or OBCX, which is a locally designed experimental OBC which integrates the function of OBC and ADCS. So now let's go to the project activities and timeline. So the actual project started on September 2020, which is pandemic time. That's why most of the meetings and presentations were done virtually online. So at that time, we had our project orientation and kickoff. Then around October to November 2020, we started our individual research of the satellites, coding, and simulation, since we still have no components yet. Come November 2020, we had our first major presentation, which is the Mission Design Review, or the MDR, which represented our plans, schedule, simulation, and other relevant satellite information. So from December 2020 to July 2021, so was the arrival of the satellite parts from Japan. And around this time, we also did our engineering model, or EM, assembly and testing. Basically, individually testing of the boards of the satellite. On July 2021, we had our second major presentation, which is the Preliminary Design Review, or PDR, where we presented the results of the individual testing of the boards. So on July to November 2021, we did our EM integration testing. So basically integrating all of the boards and testing them. So at this time, we were able to fully test the satellite by sending commands from the ground station and making sure that the satellite receives the command and executes it properly. So similarly, the ground station should also be able to receive the telemetry data from the satellite. So from December...
Angela,
sorry,
can you stop the presentation mode and go back on, because your presentations at the left side is a kind of cut.
Okay.
On my screen, yes. Can you do it again? If we can't,
okay.
I think we will proceed. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, now it's good. Yes.
It's okay already.
Let's do it again.
Okay. Like this.
No, not so good. Okay. I think we can. You can proceed. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Is it?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Is
Let's
it
proceed.
okay?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We can guess for what reason here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to fix this. Okay, I'll just continue. Thank you. Okay, so to continue, from December 2021 to February 2022, we had our EM space environment testing. So due to the restrictions from the pandemic, we weren't able to physically test the satellite in Japan. So luckily, the members of the BIRDS-4 project were able to help us test them. So we communicated with them via Zoom 24/7 to watch the satellite. And also for the functionality tests, we used a remote access to their computer so that we can send and receive commands and data to and from the satellite. So after that, around March to April 2022, we started our flight model, or FM, assembly and testing. Then on April 2022, we had our final presentation, which is the Critical Design Review, or CDR. So here we presented the results from the EM integration and space environment test, as well as from the flight model assembly. So after this, from April to July 2022, we did our FM integration and testing. On August 2022, we flew to Japan, mainly in QTech, or Kyushu Institute of Technology in Japan, to conduct our FM space environment testing. So here we are now able to physically test our satellites. So we did vibration testing, thermal vacuum tests, antenna deployment tests, sound simulation, focusing of camera, long duration tests, long distance tests, and many more. We also got to learn more about the space environment testing from lectures we attended from QTech's Professor Chua, which is our currently our moderator here. And then on September 2022, we left our satellites in Japan and went back to the Philippines. So this marked the end of our satellite development journey. So the satellites were turned over to JAXA on February 24, 2023. Okay, so on June 5, 2023, the SpaceX Falcon 9, which carried the BIRDS-4S satellite, was launched to the International Space Station. Then on July 19, 2023, Maya-5 and Maya-6 were officially deployed from the ISS via the Kibo module, or the Japanese experiment module Small Satellite Orbital Deployer 26, or the JSOD 26. Sorry. This marked the beginning of our satellites Maya-5 and Maya-6 journey in space, orbiting our Earth for around a year before finally deorbiting. So the total duration of the satellite deployment is around 2 years. So if we include the launch and deployment, it's around 2 years and 6 months. So it was extended for a while because of delays caused by the pandemic. So being part of the BIRDS-4S project and being able to learn how to develop and test a satellite is both an honor and a privilege. An honor because we were able to represent our country in space, and a privilege because not everyone is given an opportunity to learn how to develop and let alone launch a satellite in space. Moreover, this project not only taught us how to build a CubeSat, but we also met a lot of great people and friends, both locally and internationally. And we were also able to visit Japan, which is cool. So on behalf of the BIRDS-4S team, also known locally in Philippines as the Stamina for Space Step Up Batch 2 members, we would like to thank DOST, UP Diliman, QTech, UNISEC, and JAXA for this great opportunity. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you very much, everyone.